Hello, my name is Karen and I'm with an organisation called Sonarta. Sonarta is a visitor experience that promotes a love of the outdoors, organic produce, and it promotes ecological awareness and sustainable living. Based in Laytown, the Sonarta has also been offering a wonderful global citizen education program called Youth for Change since 2013. So, the aim of Youth for Change is to help promote global citizenship amongst teachers and students alike. And this year on the program, I'm really delighted and honoured that Amani Kamal is been co-facilitating and collaborating with me on this project. So the aim is really to help foster cross-cultural exchange and to help create more inclusion and diversity within community. So our students are going to be visiting Sonarta in the spring, and they'll be getting to hear Amani's story. So we wanted to offer this same experience for you, the teachers. And so we're really honoured and lucky today. So Amani, thank you so much for joining us today in the world of Zoom.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for having me, Karen. And really, I'm interested and excited to join your program. It looks interesting as well as fruitful. And I'm looking for to work more on this subject. I'm really happy to be involved.
So are we. So Amani, could you just, for the purpose of introduction, would you mind just sharing a little bit about your story? Tell us about yourself and how you
Yeah.
came to be here in Ireland.
Yeah, first of all, I am originally from Palestine, but I am a person who never been in Palestine except once in my life. So Palestine is just in my heart and in my blood and my genes, but not in. I cannot visit Palestine. I'm not allowed. My father left Palestine as early as before the war, 1967. He was studying in Lebanon like any other student because they haven't universities in Palestine, in Gaza. He's from the south. Actually, he originally not from Gaza. He is from the north, from Jaffa. But he moved because of the first war. He was a child in 1948 and to the north, and he went to the camp, refugee camp, and became refugee. So he went to, after he finished his studying, he was not able to return to Palestine. I was born in Saudi Arabia. But this is my story. I was born in Saudi Arabia. When I was born there, I thought it's my country because I didn't know my country. I took my education, but my father is a traveler, and we used to go to many countries around because Saudi Arabia is very hot in the summer, and my father is Mediterranean. So he used to go to travel to Syria, but we are travelers, we are used to travel, but to the surrounding country, our country in the middle, and we are visiting the countries around Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, Egypt, but not Palestine. From all the four borders, we cannot visit Palestine. What's make us unique? We are Palestinian comparing with any other nationality, that our parents our parents able to give us the culture and to give us the history as we are there. I don't know, I grown up and I did the same now naturally with my children. We used to carry the history and the culture and keep everything. Although we love other cultures and we are open for other culture, and we have no issues with any religion or any culture or anything, open-minded, because this is how we are in Jerusalem since thousands of years. Um, so we grown up in this way. Like my grandmom, she used to live with Palestinian Catholic, Palestinian Orthodox, and they are neighbors. We never know who is Muslim, who's a Christian. We never know who, because we looks the same and we are wearing the same. So this is, and my mother also gave us this culture with food, with everything, and the accent. But in Saudi Arabia, different accent, different culture, I adopted as well. I grown up there, and but you can say that life there is struggling. It's not an easy, as we are made to push us somewhere else. My father struggled in his life, and when I got married, I struggled more, because my luck that my husband not in from Saudi Arabia, he is also immigrant, and he lives in UAE. So I thought that I will have better chance in life after I finish my education. I finished medical science, my background in medical science. But I spent my childhood, and although we are living and my both parents are working and highly educated, and they established the education in the province, they used our parents to spread the education, because according to the WHO, Palestinian is one of the highest educated community among Middle East. Even the old mothers are educated. They can read and they can write, and you rarely to find non-educated people, although they are farmers, and the most of them are peaceful people and basic people, simple people and farmers, but they still open for other countries, because we live on the Mediterranean Sea, and here is Europe, here is Africa, here is Asia. So Palestine is, people thinking that Palestine is an easy country. Palestine a very strategic country. In one stone you will be in Europe, in one stone you will be in Asia, in the other part you will be in Africa. Very, very strategic. So I will not go to the history why they took the land and the Bible and what the Bible said, because I didn't care about this. I care that God is fair, and we are native from thousands of years, but we are now stateless. But being stateless is an issue. Struggling. I went to USA. I finished my education. I took masters after I finished 5 years of studying in undergraduate in King Faisal University as a scholarship. I won one. Also one of the our struggling. It's not struggling. Actually, they push us to be the best. Uh, if I didn't get 95% in the high school, I will not get a seat in the university. So we are Palestinian working hard to be able to go to the university. If below 95%, and not high colleges, normal college. The high college is forbidden for us.
Okay.
There is yeah, like medicine, if you want medicine, but paramedical in my time, in that 20 years ago, it was okay. In my brother time, even those colleges not allowed. Nothing. But we are not allowed to take nationality. We are not. We are living in those GCC countries like we just came, like yesterday. Like my mom gave her life and retired, educating the further education for older people and elderly, and also in the morning in the primary and middle school until high school. She promoted to be the principal of high school and American school. My mother English is better than my English. My English is Arabic English, but my mother, her English is British English because of her education in Palestine. So she was able to get something, but the salary is unfair, the position, everything. Like the community, although the native people are very good and welcoming, but the government, no. The government just one of those, dictators, governments dealing with us like they are pushing us to immigrant. My father tried his best, although all his family in United States, to stay. He want to keep our language. He want to keep our culture. We are speaking the same Arabic language. We have a culture to live with, although the weather and the environment little different from his country. But for me, I have no issue. I love them. I'm speaking about five accents. Even they have rare accent. I'm using it, but I was just, integrated with them. You will not know if I am what I am, Palestinian or Saudi. I haven't any, feeling or anything. But when I end up with this struggling in my marriage is bad. The man is good, but the marriage itself is bad, because for the first 5 years, which should be the most beautiful years in my life, I wasn't able to be a wife. I never been a wife. I am like we met 1 month and then we will separate. I'm not allowed to live in Saudi, in UAE, forbidden for me because of my nationality, and he is not allowed. In many times we decided to separate, but I told myself, this is my luck. I will fight until the end. So I find a way. I went to UAE. I stayed illegally. I raised a case. I put it in human rights. I raised it in. I'm a fighter. I'm a fighter. So I was able after 4 years to win the case, but still here I have a pain that I didn't get my right, and I have to fight even for basics. And my husband, he want to call his wife with him in the country. Basic, no visa. You are giving visa for the dancers. You are giving the visa, and you are not giving visas for educated white file, and my family well known for being, from the security issue, we are clear for 50 years. So what else we can give? So I end up with, when I reached the point that things became in this way. But I will not talk about the last part because it's very political, but there is a time that you have to go. Even if you are strong, even if you cannot, you have to go somewhere to find just normal life, basic life. People thinking that I'm talking about my case. I have a car, I have a big house, I have, a good income, but I haven't peace of mind, I haven't a life. um, I'm looking for just normal life that who push me the think that, we have a say in Arabic. There is a camel. The camel can carry a lot of things, but one stake can break him. One stake, one extra stake. But I was full. I was full. But the stake who broke me and pushed me to go anywhere in the world except them, when I was not able to bring my mom for a visit visa. My mother is 75 years old, and she is a retired woman who gave her life for further education. They were not able to read. They don't know the A from the corn. They know nothing. And those people who came, the immigrated people, the educated one, they left their family and they stayed in the desert with very, very bad situation and established education. They gave their life, their youth for them. And they end up with my mom is just thrown away without any right. No health card, no retirement fee, no welfare, nothing. But I am working hard because I got a good job in an international company hospital. I was able to help her, to support her, but I was not able to bring her to visit her. But I am visiting my mom every 5, 6 years because visit visa is not allowed. They are playing with us. Those Saudis are not Arabs. They are not Saudis. They came from somewhere. Their history is mystery, and somebody put them on our heads. And the history we are reading this because I am little bit educated, and you can say educated about politics, and I got it from my father. I have a lot of information. I'm reading a lot about this. I was targeted. So they will start to give me a hard time in different ways. All all what I did, just our right. They are renewing our residency visa and we are paying a lot of money or our income for our residency every 2 years for 50 years. Who do that? I told them, don't give us your nationality. Keep it for you. We don't like it even. But give our right. We are working. So give us at least long visa. I wrote this word in the Twitter and in some social media. I was called and the problem started. The eye now on me and another friend. Also, we went through a lot of struggling, a lot of calling for the security office for those simple things. So in a moment, although my girls, they were studying in some universities and established, but I called them and I told them, Mommy, no more. I will go into any country. I said the word. I said I will go to an island alone. I didn't say Ireland. I said island, island. I said this word. I was crying to my husband. I told him, I don't want to see you. I don't want to see anybody. I want to stay in Ireland alone. I'm full. I am like the camel who carried a lot in. I'm struggling because I'm a mother who's working and responsible. My husband is wanted from Israel. So he cannot go to his country, and he's not able to move in UAE to find job easily.
mm,
They have red mark in their files. They have to be in specific area. So I am financially the responsible. I'm thank God that I have a good income, but this good income didn't come for free.
mm,
I worked very hard. I studied very hard. I took a lot of certificate. I traveled to many countries to be able to make a good future for my daughters. I want them to live a good life. And I have tried my best that not to put them with this, things. I show them, told them that I'm strong, I'm happy. Really, I'm happy. And to be honest, and I have bad days, but I have also good days. But this is who brought me to Ireland when my one of my daughters, for she was but herself, because two of them, one of them is doing engineering and the other doing medicine in different two countries. So the youngest one, she was, because I brought them one by one, one after one, and no gap between them. So the youngest one, she found something in Ireland, then started, let me go there. My plan was to go to USA, and because I went there for studying in 2004 and 2010. I went many times. But I said maybe USA now the time to go, although my heart is not there. I went to USA, but I lost myself there. It's too big and no society. And the Americans are good people, supportive, but still, especially Boston and Kansas and Manhattan. I know some areas, but I don't want to be there. I said why I studied, why I should be go that far. I mean, why not to stay here? Especially that my mom is just near.
mm,
I don't want to leave her in this age. But this is who kept me near, because Saudi Arabia neighbor to UAE. But this is who brought me. The story is really complicated and has many things. I brought only the most important. You can say there is a camel, and at the end there is something, you know, broke that camel, and the camel fall down on the floor. But when you remove some of those, heavy
yeah,
items from the shoulder of the camel will stand up again. I
right.
am like a horse in the race. Yeah. But the horse in the race falling, but it will stand up again and will back to the normal. But the people leaving their countries for an issue. Yeah.
Yeah,
Each one have a story. Each one have their own, pain. But maybe there is also if there is someone for economic reason, like some African, for example, economic reason, even those for economic reason, um, they are struggling in somehow. They have, their issues, especially that Europe in the past did a lot of, Europe in different, like Holland, and a lot of things in those countries, but they damage the government, they damage the corruption. Uh, I mean, Europe has the democracy and has the power. I'm talking Europe, especially not Europe only. I mean, even United States leading Europe also. But they have the power. I mean, why they are allowing dictators with corrupted dictators to stay?
mm,
Because this is how we live with them. We have a beautiful culture. We have a rich land. We have every kind of wealth on the world, but we haven't peace of mind. We have it before. Even when we are occupied by Turkish before the British, the Turkish first and the British. Turkish was life was better than this. At least we are traveling. We are
mm,
traveling freely. They are not very good, I am sure, but they are not bad as British. British, when they took the land, they give us nothing. They took everything and left us without schools. We have traditional education. They closed it. We have a special, we call it, they put everything to close our traditional education, our traditional medicine, our traditional, they deleted those and they left us with not schools like their schools.
mm,
No, something weak for education in our country. Weak when there is the education, weak education, and there is no educated people. So from educated people for nothing. So we end up with this situation in the world. It's a mess.
mm,
Just if we have normal, stable country, nobody will leave. But this is who brought me to Ireland, and I'm lucky because I choose a good country. God brought me to a good country, that there is principles and there is, you know, basic human right, and there is also chance
Mm.
to be yourself and without fear. And this is very important. And for me, I care about the girls. I want them to have a normal, stable life. I'm sure they will give back to the community in 100 different ways. But I'm sorry I talked a lot and my story
No, no, no,
little
no,
bit,
no. Wonderful.
but just to keep you, you know, in the picture for some of the things that I went through. But separating me from my mother and separating me from my girls, that I am the person who worked for the government for 15 years, not able to teach my girls, and with high marks in the public universities, and we have to go to the private, and we have to go, and even not with money, they are not allowed. Even if I told them, I went to the principal of the university, I'm ready to pay, but just let my girl stay in the country. No, sorry, no, just this school. They will select for you the college. They want us, they are kicking us for a reason, and we know what's the reason. They don't want people with brains, they want people with obeying. This is the kind of nationalities they want. And
Yeah.
but this is how sometimes pushing us and until the end. Uh, and now 2 years passed. I hope everything will be fine and the world become better. But I will work that
Yeah.
the world become better world, especially for my country. I want not my country, Palestine is very complicated. I mean, I consider all those cultures are my country. I remember that my professor asked me, "You was born here, you studied there, you are international. Which country you love?" I told them I love them all.
Mm.
I cannot, you know, my childhood in Saudi Arabia, my beautiful first days with my being a mother in UAE, my studying, my education in USA, m- my traveling to China. I love China also. I love always I go to China
Yeah.
because I love very rich culture. But I love those all this country. I believe that the world will be better if we work little bit hard together to bring things together, and you know, tolerance, the real tolerance, not like UAE writing tolerance in the and ask you to sign, but when it comes to reality, no any tolerance.
Yeah. That's really beautiful, and I really, really appreciate your openness and your willingness to share, because the story is important, because so often we can see facts and information shared, but behind all of these facts are real people. And, what really is profound and stands out for me is that this the human rights violations, the inequality, and the injustice is has been decades
Injustice.
decades within your family. And this injustice of, I think you put it so powerfully. It really resonated when you said, it really hit when you said that, yes, you had a house and you had cars and you had education, but you were denied the right to feel secure, to feel that you could root, to feel
Yes.
that you had opportunity. And it just really shows the inequality and inequity, is that your mother, your daughters, three generations of women have all of the capable ability academically and willingness, but are denied the equal opportunity to engage in
Yes.
education. And I think that reality is something that here in Ireland we shouldn't take for granted. And, speaking on that, about being a mother of daughters who are being educated, would you mind sharing with us? So you're living in direct provision in Mosney, and your daughters are engaged in college in Dublin. So what are the
Yeah.
sort of challenges that are faced with, well, like, what are the realities of that? Would you mind sharing, please?
Yes, actually, the first year in Ireland was really tough, very tough, and it has a lot of tears because when I brought my girls here, I started to search what they can do. As international student, they have to go to the foundation program to be able to join the university. This is the system in Ireland. They will not take them directly from the high school. So we accepted that, although that girl finished 1 year in medicine, but still she have to do this. I started to search. And then I found that there is no any foundation, free foundation program for them. I have to pay. And how much? International fees, about 17,000 euro per one. Tears, crying. What I supposed to do? They said, take it easy, further education, level 6, level 5, level. But this is will never be accepted by the university. This is will not let them go to university. I started to search for solution, and I wrote for the minister. I started to write for the university that scholarship, because the girls have high scores in the school. So I used that. I said, look at my girls. They have high scores in the school, and they are very good. They are science in the science. They are very good in mathematics, math, chemistry. They have the highest. There is no any scholarship for such, category of people. They said no, you have to be in Ireland for 3 years to be able. I told them 3 years, they will become old. And what they will do with the 3 years? They said further education. When I said, okay, let me check the further education. I seeked with a lot of people. I was handling this. The girls, they were depressed and down. They are not fighter like us. They just, give up immediately. They are children
Mm.
and in a strange country. Remember that I gave them a good life there. So they used to have things coming to them. They not I taught them, you have to fight, mommy. You have to be strong. You have to stand up. You cannot just give up. They said, look what we can do. We lost our future. We lost our life. If they are lazy girls, if they are not, they said, we spent our life, because me and their father, we pushed them for education and we care about their level in the school. So always they are in the highest level. But it's not for free. They lost birthdays. They didn't attend many parties. They didn't go many places just to study, to get that scores. I mean, they spend time and from their youth also, and from their childhood to be in that place, and they end up with nothing. So I started to write here or there, and we couldn't do anything. Now I were able, this is, I think, not shame for any mother. I started to sell things like my watch, my laptop. I want to make money to for them to go to the foundation program. But I have my my ring and my watch, my laptop. I put them all together, and I made some money just to start, 5,000 euro for each girl, just to start to put them. For me, is not the education only, my girls' mental health, because they are victim of my situation. I was the victim for my father, and I don't want them to be victim because my
No.
father did something with me. I didn't do it with my girls. I didn't repeat his mistake because my father all the time he put me in insecure situation. They will terminate us from job. Where we will go? Where we will go? Where our that feeling of insecurity because he has no country. After I did this part and I borrowed some money from some family members. One of them, my mother. Instead of supporting her, she sent me her saving, retirement saving. So I was able to complete the set and let them go to the school. I said, Mommy, don't worry, because even if I have money in my bank, I'm not allowed. My bank is I'm not allowed to touch it. It's freezed.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have no access, not allowed to have access to that bank anyway. So I was able to make it, and when they go to the foundation, they start, to see people from age and from different countries. They started to have a life. I was happy until they finished the foundation. When they finished the foundation, they apply for the scholarship for the university. They selected TCU, and they got acceptance. They got the acceptance, but not for the scholarship first. It was acceptance. Then they told them, sorry, your scholarship missing 2 months. Now another tears, and we are in direct provision. We were used to live in a hotel. We are three of us in one room and sharing every moment. The girls, like especially the eldest Lulu, she wants some privacy. She want to talk to her friends. She want to do, what the girls do sometime.
Yes.
So to have to be themselves, and sometimes they just go to the garden and crying because they felt, that how to do this. I told them, mommy, always there is always difficulties in life, but on the other side, there is a beautiful land full of, flowers. And somewhere, you remember, girls, when I was used to tell you stories about the three girls who passed the bridge have some, those scary creatures.
Yes.
But if you able to pass, you will go to the second part. You have to be strong and fight. You have to be clever and tolerate that. Anyway, it was really another struggle. I wrote to the minister, I wrote to the university, to the admission office. Only 2 months, please excuse them. Let this 2 months go. The girls, they are accepted by their scores, but the criteria to get the scholarship is
Mm.
to finish to 1 year in Ireland. This is special scholarship only from DCU. Other university, 3 years. But this is only DCU. So they waited. They were not able to go to university, although they are accepted. University asked them to differ. But the good news, after 1 year passed, in this another year, this last year, they pushed them to take courses. The courses are silly. We want the university. The university is what's going to give us a job or a future. The third education is one of the challenges. So I took my position in different different organization, like Irish Refugee Council, like Massey,
Okay.
like Jesus GRS, to talk about the right of the third education. I talk in a big conference that education is the only way um, to stand up. All the countries around the world, they have a chair for the I don't ask you to let the not qualified student to go to the university. No, but if they are qualified and they are intelligent and they are hard, take them, take them, give them the chance. Instead of paying money for clothes or food, put this money in this, invest in education. They
Mm.
said, because you haven't your papers, why we will give you the right of education? You might go. So, okay, but you did something. Let them finish their education, then let them go. Do something to the brains. Those young brains is the best investment.
Mhm.
You are helping them. You are helping, even if they back to any other country, to stand up. Whatever money you will give, that they might find job. And this is the empower we are looking for. So I give that, and I heard that there is some good movement from different area, and really they there is a lot of positive changes.
Yes.
And in the university, they have I mean last year, I mean this year, the best in this matter, and many went to university. And but after 2 years of losing, 2 years of working hard and fighting, it wasn't easy job, but I was busy with them. Really, I didn't give up. I went through very hard time. Sometimes you need, I told myself why I should always fight for basics. Yani
Yes.
why I should always fight for basics. Yani whether people getting easily like piece of cake, I have to fight for it.
Mhm.
And I'm not getting something I not deserve it, because residency right, education is right.
Mhm.
It's nothing unique. It's not
Mhm.
a balance or a gift or a diamond.
Yes.
It's just basic right. I told the minister, I wrote to the Minister of Education, Simon, his name, Simon, in
Simon
that time.
Harris at the time.
Yeah, yes, Harrison, yes. I wrote for him, in United States, I am a mother. I was able to secure a chair in scholarship in United States um, because only my GPA and my nationality, because I am from the group that I'm stateless. So there is category for us. Why we cannot get this in Ireland? So because now they have full scores and the category also, they are not able to. If they will ask for the 3,000 euro yearly, like I told them, consider them EU only. Don't give them anything. We will pay the 3,000. We will find a way and we'll get them, but not international fees, because according to the policy, they will pay international fees if they are no papers or not 3 years in Ireland. 3 years is too much, long time. So this is the struggling we went through. And I am a person who was involved in this a lot until I, gave up. But at the end of this trip, I went through I started to lose myself for some time. Then I started to isolate myself. I feel tired from fighting, fighting, not fighting, means fighting means I have to a lot of emails, a lot of visits, a lot of talking, a lot of calling, a lot of communication, a lot of justifications, papers. So you are working with application here and there and there, until I reached the point that I want to leave. I want to find for them education. I don't want them to lose I don't want them to reach the age of 23. I want them to grab the chance when they're still young. And yani, thanks God, and thanks also for the support from the university that they give them the scholarship they deserve, actually.
It's absolutely heart-wrenching to think, as you said, with all of the capability, exactly all the time, that, and again, it's such a strong example of the inequity that exists. What if we are going to welcome people in to this country and offer people asylum, and is that I often describe it, it's like the Titanic has sunk and we come along, there's people in the water, and we come along and we throw them a life buoy. So they're not going to drown, but they'll die of hypothermia. We can't say that's enough.
Yes.
We have to go, okay, we're going to help you out of the water. And that means providing the opportunities, as every person has a right to, education, to feel like safe in a home, to find all of those. And it really is inspiring your daughters and yourself. It's such, we're so blessed in Ireland that you're part of it, and that that diversity and within community is the key to a healthy community. And speaking of diversity, I just wondering, for the teachers who are watching and listening to this inspiring story of you and for your daughters, is that how can schools and teachers play a part? How can they help support more diversity and inclusion in society in their classroom? Is there anything, just obviously I'm not expecting you to have any of the answers, but as a mother and as an educated woman yourself, how do you think, is there any little bits of wisdom you'd like to share with the teachers that might help them to make the school place and their community more diverse and inclusive?
Yes, a beautiful question. Actually, from the experience, because we lived in direct provision and we moved from different centers.
Mm-hmm.
There is some places where we felt that we are hated
Okay.
and we are not welcome from the centers. And there's a places that just a small smile in the morning and saying good morning for us, it give me a beautiful morning or a beautiful day. But although, because sometimes they are dealing with you like you are nothing. Like one time, I want you just to heat the water, and I will be told, not this way. This is how push here. I want to tell her, your heater is nothing beside what I have in my home. We are rich before you was born, and we know how to use all of these things. Don't deal with us like we came from the jungle, with all respect to the jungle, because even the people who live in the jungle, they have peaceful mind living with their environment. We have to respect everyone. You cannot imagine what I saw. I didn't tell my girls about the daily because they are in the school most of the time. I am the one who's facing these challenges. Like, if I want to wash my clothes, because the sharing, they will give you a hard time. If you want, and they will tell you, you are late. You are late, like Nazi, like Nazi. There is places. That's why, from this point, from this experience, You know, when I came on the airplane, when I'm going to Ireland, I opened my laptop, which I sold. I but I bought another one.
Good,
I'm lucky. Yes, and even a good one.
good.
So my when I searched, I said that the people are good and kind. I didn't expect, but remember, those centers, not only Irish hired there from different countries, from many places in Europe. Some places in Europe, they hate us naturally for being wearing this clothes, for being different, for our English. I don't know. Although their English also not all the people in that centers are from this country. They are from different places. Now I'll come to the point. Just welcoming those, newcomers and deal with them with a smile, and just as if he's a child, touch in his head or hair that they are beautiful and they are good and they are welcome and we are happy to have you, and we are from where, talking to them. Like I told the manager one time with crying, Miriam, my daughter, she's not eating well until today. She's not eating well. Only here when we came to Musni, I'm cooking. For 2 years, she's not eating. She doesn't like their food. So when he was talking to me and I complained to the IBO that we are not taking our right of a fruit or salad. There is salad or fruit missing from the meals, junk food all the time. This is not good for our health. Many problems. So I talked to him and I told him I have a public health and nutritionist and I am qualified in this matter. I have even HACCP and I know my right. This food is not good and my I cannot, eat it, but my daughter more, and she's growing. She's just 18, below 18 when Miriam came. She was under 18. And then we talked. He was really pure Irish, and he said from there, from somewhere. But he told me, I told him, you are the only man in the center. We are all women in that time, 18 women. You never talk to her. How are you? What's your name? What are you studying? Talk to her. Give her the feeling that she's welcome. you, she's missing her father. She have no man in her life. Girls, they need men. You need some care, you are like an uncle, or just tell her, how are you today? Not she's scared from you. She's escaping and hiding. She doesn't want to see you because she's afraid that she's not welcome. You hit her. I told her no, but he didn't recognize you. This is recognizing, respecting culture, make culture day,
Yes.
open days, let the Irish people, children, meet the others and accept them. Talk to them about not that the color and the culture and the religion is something personal and not important. The important is the brain and the behavior and the heart. Those simple things can make a difference, in my opinion.
Love that you said that, Amani, that it's what matters is, our thoughts and in our actions and in our heart, and that's such a huge part of global citizen education. And, I know this is because this is a real story. This is your real life and your daughter's real life. And I know that you're very strong and I know how passionate you are about your, the life for your daughters. And I do hope, and I think as adults and people in positions in education, it's being having the courage to open up those conversations, to start those conversations, to give the space for people from different countries and different cultures to share their stories, so as that we can see there's room for all of it. And I think
Yes,
that's such an important thing. And I think school is a great opportunity for people to share stories so that we can see them.
yes.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes the personal stories, like my daughter, they don't want to talk about their trip,
Yes.
and the struggling, but about the culture.
Yes.
I mean, give them chance to talk who they are and what they believe and what's their food and what their clothes and uh, who how they find Ireland, how they will have. what their plans and their futures, what they are thinking, their dreams. And also remember that we are in that high technology environment.
Mm-hmm.
So even the Irish people are isolated now, each one in
Mm-hmm.
have. But encourage them to open and talk and ask a question with courage. Don't feel, feel that it's normal, but maybe not to talk about personal things, but to talk about the trip, about who you are, and how's you looks like, how's your country, where is it in the map, how it
Mm-hmm.
is, what's your food. Then they will taste something. Like when I made the Palestinian food in one of the party, cultural day, I had amazing conversation with everyone just because of the food. And one dish, because what is this tasty, like who you are, where from you are, what's Palestine. Every time I say many people, they don't know Palestine, can you believe? Only will I say Israel, Israel, they will recognize. They don't know where we are exist. They will tell them who they are. This is our tradition. This is my clothes. This is how it looks like. Then we started to love each other. When I came to Musni, I was involved in the culture open day. It was hard organization. I was really active, and everybody say, "Why you should that? It's tiring, People not." Then I told them, "No, we will do it," and we did beautiful, beautiful day with the music, dancing from every culture. I arranged the music that from every half an hour different culture,
Wow.
from India
Great.
to Pakistan to Nigeria to Middle East to Arab to everything. And when our music came, everybody jumped. you know but it was really lovely. We danced with our traditional clothes. Most of us have something, and we eat food of each other. We had a beautiful day. Then we started to say hi, hello to each other in Muslim. When I came, yeah, but we grabbed the chance. That was in October, last October, when they allow this. Yes, but things like that will make a difference, and we put the community together. Because at the end of the day, this Irish or this person or this small student, the young man or the young woman or the young student, they will be the leader. If they have just open-minded since they are young, they will build on this, and they will have the tolerance naturally, without many people writing things but not implementing it.
Yes.
Like, yeah, but this is the
Exactly.
point.
Wonderful. And I think so much we focus on other countries because of their trauma or their story, that which is important to know, but also there is also rich culture, and food is such a way to bring people together, and it's just like the word companion comes from compan, with bread. And I think that we can
Yes.
create that bond, and also it's as you said, it starts conversations, it triggers curiosity. And I definitely think food is a wonderful way, and it's something which easily would be, invite schools to students to bring in something and to share and bring in story through that way, because it's a safe way for students to share. Such a wonderful
Yeah,
idea.
yeah. I did an idea in the center where I am. So I started to lead the group, and we are 18 women. I told you, from Somalia, from in different African. We are the only Arab or the only Palestinian. But I did I arranged with the other ladies. I told them, tomorrow there is a new lady coming. What we will do? Welcoming party first. Welcoming party. We will cook, and we will ask her to introduce herself for us, and to talk a little bit about her country. Then we'll tell her, welcome, we are happy to see you. When there is a newcomer, like those from direct provision, especially children or anyone from any age, the first day shouldn't pass like this. Should be with welcome party, and the class will be prepared beforehand. There is a student coming from a specific country. His name is this, or her name is this, and they are from, for example, Chad or Senegal, whatever country. Then we will have a party. The teacher will prepare the map of that country, so the child will feel, oh, I'm not neglected. I am just, welcome as I am, you know but this is one of the things that it was amazing. And it made I remember in that center, but I didn't spend long time in that center because of COVID. And the owner was really good. His name is Paul. Not all centers are bad.
Yeah.
There is some Irish that they are like honey. on the, we call it like honey in the injured hand, you know, because we are, if you are injured, you will put honey on it, and it will close. So we have that says, and if you want to say bad thing about someone, you will say salt on my in my injury. If you want to say painful, but if there is someone good, you will say honey on my injury. That it's will your yeah. Yeah, it's a culture, and culture all Arabs say, you will feel it. So he was Mr. Ball, and Ball, we call him, he's wonderful man. He act like a father for my girls. He will ask them what you need. He will bring, you know, the yogurt, you know, the strawberry, you know, for children. Because, and he keeps saying they are the youngest in the center. uh, you know, that container for to take food to the school, food for the school. See how good he are. Until today, I'm contacting him. Happy Christmas, Happy New Year. You know, how are you, Mr. Paul? Because he was really good. We stayed there 3 months, but they took us from that center because of the crowd, because of COVID. But he was really good. So some centers, they have that people with good heart as well. We have to say the two sides. You know, we cannot, you know, not to be unfair. We should be fair.
Absolutely, and I think we need to be
That
fair, as I said, because it's about that welcome piece. And what I love, Amani, from how you've spoken is that the simple things can make a big difference to the experience when
yes,
everything is new. And
yes,
because for somebody, everything is different and everything is new. And I think that if we are to talk about inclusion and welcoming and
yes.
diversity, it is about
If you, if
the simple
yeah,
things.
if you see my daughters when Paul giving them the yogurt to take to the school, to the foundation program, and the things that you take this apple with you, take this one, and drop them. No, don't walk. Today is cold. They will put them in the car. And simple man, farmer, real farmer, you know, he will put them in the car and drop them to the station, that they will not walk through the, you know, in the cold weather on the. He act like a father. You cannot see their faces like the moon. They back to their beauty, because from inside they feel secure, they feel they are wanted, they are welcome. Simple things like container for, I don't know what they call that,
Tupperware box.
lunchbox, you know, lunchbox. Oh, the lunchbox. Yeah, yes. He bought that for them. He bought things for them in that lunchbox, and he said, "You have to eat in the school. Don't forget this." Yani, because he gave us a good time, and from just, and we are seeing him once a day or once in a while, but the small touch make a big difference
Yeah.
for the stranger, especially for
Yes.
everyone, but the stranger sensitive,
Yes.
because they don't know sometimes this stranger came from where.
Mm.
Better to keep your opinion for yourself and act at least that you are respecting me. Then I don't need to prove myself to tell her, sorry, you know, I know what you are talking about. I'm educated. And some people, but there is some people not educated. They deserve also. They deserve the same fair treatment. Everyone, I mean, deserve the respect. But that's it.
That's wonderful. Oh, Manny, I could talk to you all day, as you know. It's just so inspiring. So I'm really, really grateful because this gives an opportunity for teachers to really listen and to think, as well as the students, because it's not just about making students global citizens, it's about all of us. We all have that opportunity and responsibility to become global citizens and to create a fairer, more peaceful and sustainable world. And that's about social
Yes.
justice, and that's about inclusion. So, Amani, thank you so, so much. And we will be seeing the students in Sonarta, where they get to meet you in person and to have a chat.